Sure. Welcome to MySpheres Media. And during a series of webinars, we also included interviewing key executives from CVB'S convention bureaus
Yeah,
worldwide to understand the impact of COVID and the respective measures they are taking for mice fraternity worldwide to understand their role and the way
yeah,
forward. So, in today's episode,
yeah.
we have Azerbaijan Convention Bureau and
True.
Director Sevda with
Yeah.
us today. So, Sevda, welcome to MySpheres Media interview session, and it's an
Thank you.
honor to have you today here. So,
Thank you.
first of all, I would like to raise first question to you that, as you know, the COVID has impacted mice
Yeah.
business worldwide. It's
Yeah.
affecting travel industry across all domains. And travel is, I think, the first industry which gets the hit, and it's the last one to recover also. So, if you can
True.
update us, what's the status of impact so far in Azerbaijan and the current
True.
situation there? Yeah.
Yeah. So currently, of course, everywhere in Europe, the COVID-19 unfortunately also didn't let us actually live as we used to live previously. So currently there are about 584 people tested positive for coronavirus in Azerbaijan, with five fatalities. This is the recent information and the latest we received. There are about 32 people that fully recovered, and of course, the health and safety of our residents, of our visitors, of our citizens are utmost priority for the country, and that is the reason why the all needed preventive measures were taken to minimize the risks and the spread of this virus. So if you are interested, I can give you a bit more information what has been implemented by the country, so that you understand where the country is standing currently and what basically we are undertaking at the moment in order to stop the spread of the virus. So I can basically update you about that.
Sure, sure.
So
If you can
yeah,
update us, would be
so
great.
yeah, sure. So first of all, it's very important to mention that the special operational headquarters under the cabinet of the ministers of the Republic of Azerbaijan was established, and this under this operational headquarters, there are four working groups. They were established in order to decrease the effect of the COVID-19 on the whole country and basically on the economy. These four working groups especially relates to the evaluating the impact of the current situation of the country. The second working group was established in order to prepare the relevant offers in order to provide the government and the local businesses, and to reduce the impact on them because of the pandemic. Also, another working group was created to address the unemployment and social problems within the country. And of course, the last but not least was created in order to undertake the additional measures to maintain the macroeconomic stability within the country. So basically, additionally, what had been implemented was created the additional separate fund within the country, especially the fund is dedicated to fight with the coronavirus within the region, within the country, and it gathered lots of different, thanks to our business stakeholders, business partners in Azerbaijan, the big companies who basically allocated some sums to this fund that will be used in fighting, I would say, with the current situation, COVID-19 situation in the country. Additionally, as soon as the virus was labeled as a pandemic by the World Health Organization, the government gradually started to close the borders and gradually decreased the most of the flights to the country. However, it's very important to mention that the citizens living abroad and people who stayed abroad during that period were anyway brought back to the country with special charter flights that were arranged on behalf of the government, but they all were sent to the quarantine from 14 till 28 days. It depends on the country where they come from. It depends on the condition people were brought to the country back, and several other aspects. And thanks to our business stakeholders, business partner, property owners, 4 and 5-star hotels, additional to the hospitals and clinics within the country, 4 and 5-star hotels were also allocated for this with all needed equipment, conditions, and services to allocate to basically put people to the quarantine. At the same time, in the country, of course, as everywhere in the Europe, especially, and in most of the countries, all mass gatherings were cancelled, and the people, the entrance between the regions and between the cities within the country were basically already restricted, and right now it's banned completely. Of course, there are some exceptions for the needs of the people. So some tracks can basically deliver the food and medicine within the regions, but in general, it's restricted. The movement is restricted between the countries, between the regions. Also, like what government has implemented right now, we started to raise awareness about the virus, how important it is to follow all the procedures and all the rules set by the government, how basically the virus is, I would say, is dangerous and serious, how the serious situation is. I mean, we are trying to raise this awareness so that people are understand it and keep the social distancing and, of course, self-isolating. So they are following the guidance of the government. So basically, these are the most important, I would say, measures that the government has undertaken. And as most of the other countries do, we're also calling people, everyone, to stay at home, comply with the quarantine rules set by the government. I mean, this is currently the situation, and mostly all the government entities, they are sent on vacation until 29th of April, whereas the government stakeholder, the private stakeholders, the private companies, they are advised to work remotely. So this is basically, of course, that I told earlier, government is trying to support the industry, the local economy, the local partners, ranging from the providing the financial packages, different kind of packages to help to help the industry to revive and basically to until the different kind of services to the older population, providing the social help by delivering the products, food, and even medicine to them. So this is the complex set by the government to fight with the situation. So I hope I was able to describe the situation in the country.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sevda. It was beautifully summarized about the government efforts, and it's good to
Yeah.
know that government is playing very proactive role in controlling the disease, so as to avoid the spread. Uh, and it reflects from the numbers also. You said around 500 cases are there, so I think it's very less, and it's a good news as
Yeah.
compared to other countries. So
Yes,
congratulations
that's the
to
reason.
Azerbaijan for
Yeah,
that.
thank you very much. Yes, I
Yeah.
think that was the reason why actually the government started to implement all these measures at the very early steps. So this is the results.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
So yeah,
Thank you.
that's true. Thank you very much. Thank
Now,
you. Yeah.
coming on to the next
Yeah.
question which I have for you is,
Yeah.
as you know, the Azerbaijan Tourism Board has been quite active in India market. We could see lots of Indian MICE groups which were traveling to Baku
Yeah.
in the past times. So, as a
Yeah.
convention bureau or a tourism bureau, if you can brief us on the recovery plans or the various
Yeah.
initiatives you are taking post-COVID, if you can brief us on that also.
Yeah, sure, sure. So, of course, as many other destinations and convention bureaus, we had our initial strategy plan and action plan before the spread of the virus. But then, once the situation happened, and we realized that all our actions and activities are basically should be revised. Uh, so we had to do that and act accordingly with the current situation. So what basically we did, we decided like, to stop the selling destination because at this time it doesn't really make sense. But we started mostly on focusing on raising the awareness of the destination, using only for the time being social media. So we started, we will already revise the strategy, and starting from this week, we will mostly focusing on raising awareness using our social media, and of course, the most focus is dedicated to the industry. We have prepared and created a different kind of webinars for the industry, different kind of motivational and educational courses, trainings to the industry partners, because in Azerbaijan there's a meetings, business events, industry alliance that consists of 75 partners. So we really need to think how we can motivate, how we can bring them to the life, how we can revive them, and how we can basically start working with them. So we divided our strategy in 4 different phases. The first phase is the phase where basically the situation is right now. Everything is calm, and there is no possibility to communicate, to meet, to travel. So only using the digital equipment, and only online we can provide the industry with different kind of opportunities. So this is what we have already started, and we will continue implementing. So increasing the global situation in the world regarding to the COVID-19, and sharing this information with the local industry partners, as well as motivating them, and of course thinking together what can be done when the situation is finished, when the COVID-19 problem is past, and we can basically communicate to each other. The second phase will be mostly on focusing on starting the relationships with the media companies, especially business events, dedicated media. So we will start collaboration in order to be able to be actively engaged with them at the third phase, when the borders will be close, hopefully open, hopefully when people can meet again, talk again, and look into different destinations again. So by that time, all the content will be ready, all the information we would like to spread and deliver to the global industry partners will be ready, as well as our industry. We believe at the third phase already we will see how they react, how they interact, and of course that will be already face to face. So this is currently 2 main directions we're looking into. So first, the digitalization, of course, and the second is industry development. So they increase the engagement with the local industry. So these are 2 basically main factors that we are undertaking in order to develop the future actions of Convention Bureau.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Sevda. Out of this, I have one more question which has just come to my mind. Is there any kind of financial support which you are planning for the local industry or the outside industry as
Uh,
well?
yeah, there is a state tourism agency under. So generally, I have to explain. Azerbaijan Convention Bureau is a entity that is in charge of promoting Azerbaijan as a business event destination, but it is a part of Azerbaijan Tourism Board, right? And Azerbaijan Tourism Board instead is the entity that is under the state tourism agency, the local authority, the local government authority of the Republic of Azerbaijan. So they were created a set of actions and a set of support mechanism by the state tourism agency, and already sent to the cabinet of the minister for the approval. So we expect now the revision of the action plan of this support mechanism on their behalf, and when they approve, definitely we already were informed that this support mechanism for local industry partners, as well as those who are operating in business event segment, especially PCOs, because they have struggled also a lot of the current situation, they will also be included into this support mechanism. Exactly what will be undertaken, what will be provided to the local industry partners. Unfortunately, at the time being, I cannot distribute this information because it's not approved. But as soon as it is ready and as soon as it is implemented, definitely we will share this information with relevant stakeholders.
All right. Thank you, Sevda. And I have a last question for you. Last but not the least, of course. So, what is your message for the mice industry worldwide?
For the time being, first of all, I have to say, we call everyone to stay at home, to avoid all kind of gatherings, as long as different government actually advise otherwise. We ask everyone to comply with the rules of the quarantine. Uh, on our part, the situation, until the situation is not clear, uh, we have to basically follow these rules and obey these rules. And when the situation changes, when people again are ready for the end of this, we will be welcoming, and all our partners, visitors, we will welcome them to our beautiful country. And now our responsibility to our clients, to our partners, to our visitors, to our guests, of course, is as strong as it always was, and will be as strong as it now. So I'm calling everyone to prepare for the bright future, and of course for the endless opportunities, while we have time to do so right now. So this is my message to the global travel industry
Sure, sure.
and
Thank you
business
so much.
events industry as
Thank
well.
you, Sevda, for this. And by
Thank you.
this, I would like to thank Azerbaijan Tourism Bureau as well as Convention Bureau for taking part in this interview session. And we'll definitely pass on this message to our industry friends and look forward to meet you sometimes and do
Yeah,
another round of
hopefully,
interviews. And that's it from my
definitely,
side. Yeah.
definitely.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you very
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
this initiative.